Hello everyone, this is Deepika Patel and welcome to the school quiz class. So let's start our today's class and today we'll be discuss the regeneration means how the regeneration happens, okay? How the regeneration happens. So in the previous class we have discussed the fragmentation, regeneration and okay, so we have discussed the fragmentation and regeneration and also seen the differentiate between the fragmentation and regeneration and the regeneration and the reproduction. So today we will discuss the how the regeneration happens. Okay, so we will see slightly in detail, so this will be easy for you to understand. Okay, just give me a second. So you see in our body or the in the body of the organisms there are many cells. Okay, there are many cells because how the body formed. The body formed from the cells and the specific cells form the tissues and tissues form the organ and organ form the body. Okay, so this is the structure. Okay, so what is happening in the body? There are many cells and these cells have different functions. Okay, let's say cell of the cell of our stomach, the cell of our liver, okay, the cell of our brain. So these cells have different functions also. Okay, so when in the previous class we have seen the example of the planaria. So this is a planaria and when it is broke, when it is breaks means the damage is happened to the planaria, so it will break, let's see, into three parts. Okay, so these three parts are, let's say this is the head and this is the middle part of the planaria and this is the lower part. Okay, so this is lower, this is middle and this is upper part. Okay, so what is happening in this upper part? There are no cells of the middle and lower part. Okay, and in the middle part, same, there are no parts of the upper and lower part, and same goes for the lower part. Okay, so the lower part do not have the uh, does not have the upper and middle part. Okay, so what will happen? So planaria have the characteristic of regeneration. Okay, regeneration. So what will happen in in all these parts? The regeneration will happen and the upper part, the cells of the upper part, cells of the of this upper part will go under into the cell divisions. Okay, so our body formed because of the cell divisions, and due to the cell divisions we have multiple cells, so we are called the multicellular organs. Okay, so cell division happen and these cell divisions create the cells of the functions of the middle and lower part of the body. Okay, of the body. So what will happen here? What is happening here? The cells which are undergoes the cell division, so the cell is creating the new cells which is creating, so these are for the middle and these have the characteristic of the middle and lower part of the body, and same goes for the middle. So the cells which are undergoes for the cell division, so the cell is creating, so these cells have the characteristic of the or the functions of the upper and lower part of the body, and in the lower part of the body the cell divisions have the characteristics of the middle and upper part of the body. So what is happening here? The cell division is happened. Okay, cell divisions is happened and the rest part of the body, parts of the body is created by these cell divisions. Okay, so this is how the regeneration happens in a in a body. And you know, let's take a multiple choice question so it is clear for you. Let's say, what is not the reproduction or reproduction method? Okay, so you have the option 1, fission. Number 2, fragmentation. Number 3, regeneration. Number 4, let's say binary fission. Okay, so in all these four choices, you have to choose which is not exactly the reproduction method. Okay, not exactly the reproduction method. Yes, the answer is regeneration. Why? Because in the previous video I have told you the regeneration is not like a reproduction method. We cannot say that the regeneration is a reproduction method, but we count as the reproduction method because the full body part at the end is formed. Okay, so from the one planaria body there are three planarias body. Okay, so we can count as the reproduction method, but it is not exactly a reproduction method. Okay, not exactly. So why? Because it is regenerating. Regenerating. Okay, not creating. And what is happening in the reproduction? It creates new offsprings. Okay, offsprings. But in regeneration, their regeneration and regrowing is happening because some damage is happened in the past. So the body which are remaining or which are broken, so these are regrowing because they have the uh, characteristics of the regrowing or the regeneration. So this is not, we can call the exactly reproduction. Okay, but we can count as a reproduction. Okay, so I hope this is clear for you. Next we will see the vegetative propagation. Vegetative, sorry, firstly let's see the budding method. Budding method. Okay, so it is also a sexual reproduction. Okay, and it is happened in unicellular and multicellular also. Okay, so the example of this method is like hydra. Okay, yeast. Okay, so these are the examples. So what is happening here? This is a process in which the, let's say firstly the example, like this is the hydra. Okay, so what will happen? There are some buds will be grow here in the body of the hydra. Okay, and in the specific area. Okay, so what will happen? This bud will grow and gradually increased, and it becomes like this is the body of the hydra, and this is growing like a hydra. Okay, and when it is become a full-fledged hydra itself. Okay, these birds, this little small bird, when it becomes a full-fledged hydra, so it become detached from the parent hydra. Okay, this is a parent hydra. Okay, and this is a bud which is growing. Okay, so when it is become the individual independent full-fledged hydra, independent hydra, so then it will detached from here, detached. Okay, so there are new hydra will formed. Okay, so these are the budding method. Okay, so what is the budding method? In the definition we can say, okay, the process in which the bud grows as outgrowth on the specific, you can say, site or area of the body of organisms. Okay, so what is happening here? The bud will be grows. Okay, the bud grows in the outgrowth, as the outgrowth in the specific area. So the area will be defined like from here the bud will grow. So the from that area the bud will grows, and after becoming it fully independent, then it will detached from there, and it will grown as a full-fledged independent organisms. Okay, so these are the budding method. So I hope this is clear for you, and let's move to the vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation. So it is also a sexual reproduction. Okay, a sexual reproduction. So what is vegetative propagation? So the reproduction happens from the vegetative parts of the plants. So this is basically for the plants, this method. So it is a method or you can say process. Okay, it is a process in which the reproduction happens from the vegetative parts of the plant. Parts of the plant. Okay, so what is the vegetative plants of the plant? Like leaves, okay, stem, root. Okay, so these are the vegetative parts. So basically in a simple meaning, that the plant which is not grown from the seed, not grown from the seed, is called the vegetative propagation. It means the vegetative parts are used for growing the plants, or for yes, for growing the plants. Okay, so the seed is not using. So let's say vegetative propagation, we of sorry vegetative propagation, we of two types. Okay, like the artificial vegetative propagation and the natural vegetative propagation. So what is the natural? It means it is by nature. Okay, there is no hand of the man. So natural vegetative propagation, I am writing in a short form. And artificial facial vegetative propagation. Okay, so what is happened in the natural? Like let's say there is a plain ground. Okay, plain ground, and after some time there will be a rain. Okay, rain. And after some time you will see in this plain ground some grass is grown. Okay, some grass grown. So where this grass is come from? So there must have some leaves or some stems or some roots there. Okay, so this grass is grown from there. Okay, and what is the artificial vegetative propagation? In this there are three methods like cutting, layering, and grafting. Okay, so what is cutting? Let's say this is a rose plant. Okay, and this is its stem. Okay, so what will happen? You take the stem of the rose plant and just sown in the soil. Okay, so after some time, let's say this is a pot with a soil, and you sowed the stem of the rose plant, and what will happen after some time? This rose plant grows, and after some time the flower also grown in this plant. Okay, so this is a cutting method. This is simple. You take a stem of the plant and just grow in the soil, and the plant will grow. Okay, so this is a cutting method. And in the layering method, what is happening? You layered the plant. Okay, let's say this is a plant here. Okay, in this ground. So, and these are the stems of the plant. These are the stems of the plant. So what will you do? You take a stem and just do not break the stem, just sown in the soil at a distance. Okay, just take a stem and sown in the soil at a distance, and after some time you will see there is a plant also. Okay, there is a plant grown also, which is from the parent plant. Okay, and you can cut this stem. So these are the two plants will be, this is already existing, and from this stem, from the stem of this plant, this new plant is grown. So this is called the layering. And in the grafting, you will already know, like you take a stem of two plants, like let's say there is a pot. Okay, and there is a stem of a white rose. Okay, and what will you do? You just take a stem of a, let's say, red rose and joined here. This is a red rose stem, and joined here by some uh, cow dung. Okay, by some cow dung, just graft these two stem against there. Okay, by some cow dung or some soils. Okay, and some water. So after some time, what will happen? A new hybrid, a new type of rose variety will be formed. Okay, so let's say this is a red and this is white, so there will be a light pink color, light pink rose will be grow. Okay, light pink color rose grow. So this is a very simple method. It is used in our homes already. Okay, so these are the cutting method, layering method, and grafting method. This is called the artificial vegetative propagation. So let's end this class here, and in the next class we will discuss the tissue culture. Okay, which is under the vegetative propagation. Okay, so we will discuss that, and then we will move to the sexual reproduction. So thank you for joining the class.